Warning: the following video contains strong language which may be offensive to some viewers and/or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
Welcome to the Creepy Parlour, where we delve into the dark side with an undercurrent of light-hearted fun. Our discussions will explore gothic, macabre, or creepy topics. The first Tuesday of every month, we will host a haunted happy hour where you can join us for a group conversation that focuses on ghosts, weird events, urban legends, and more. Here at the Creepy Parlour, our subject matter may be spooky, but our spirits are high. You can catch the Creepy Parlour every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, only on WLFE DB Radio.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Creepy Parlor. I'm Genevieve, and I'm so happy to have my guest here tonight. Tonight we're featuring Bethany Mack. I was first introduced to Beth's work back when she was on Real Talk with Dom, which I co-host on Monday nights. And I was just struck by how beautifully eerie her artwork is. I hope she doesn't mind me saying that. It's just lovely. It's this polished, beautiful, lovely, spooky art. So without any further delay, I'm going to introduce everyone to Bethany. Hi, Beth.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
I can't complain. I'm here, so it's a good time.
Very excited. I hope you don't mind me calling your artwork creepy. I mean that with the utmost respect and as a high compliment.
That is a compliment in my book. I'm all about everything being creepy, so thank you for that.
Well, welcome. So let's hear a little bit about you. How did you start doing this? What's your background?
So I actually started doing digital art back when I was in high school. I got to join this college program, and so I got a college degree for digital art when I graduated high school as well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was really cool. It was a really great opportunity. And then I kind of fell out of it for a while. Like I went to an actual university for it, and I was like, man, I really hate when people tell me what to draw. Because like everything was like still lives and advertisements, and I just wanted to draw weird things, and it just didn't really mesh well. So I kind of fell in and out of art. I never really put it down completely, but I only really started pursuing it as a job right before the pandemic hit.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I quit my job and literally 3 weeks before, and I was all excited, and I was getting everything rolling, and I'd gotten an iPad Pro, and I was getting myself back into it, and then the pandemic hit, and then there was no jobs anywhere. So it gave me a lot of time to make some more prints and work on the basics and my own stuff and learn some new programs. And yeah, over the last 6 or 7 months, everything's been picking back up and rolling, and I've been in shows and been making more sales online and doing a lot more custom work. So I can't really complain.
Very cool. I'm going to pop up your Instagram right here. If you guys wouldn't mind, go check out Sister Vulture Design on Instagram, and we'll put up your Etsy in a little bit. But I would like to show some of your work if you don't mind.
I would love that.
This guy right here.
So this I'm really excited. So, you asked me if I had something to talk about, and I was like, no, but I do. I'm a silly
Mhm.
goose, and I'm so sorry. Uh,
I'm going to
so
take it
this,
down so people can see us, but
so that design is actually going to be a sticker for a new magazine that's coming out called Koth. It's Koth. You might actually be really into this. It's a magazine specifically for people into goth and kawaii culture. So it's a lot
oh,
of
wow.
yeah, it's really cool. It's on Instagram as Koth Magazine, and that's going to be the sticker that they're going to be featuring for the next issue that comes out as my design that you just saw. So I'm really excited
Very
about
cool. Let's
that.
pop that back up again. Let's shift over so people can see us. There we go.
I just had so much fun with that. It's just 100% Skelly, 20% milk.
I love the colors too. And
Oh,
that skull.
thanks.
The skull is so cute. Let's take it. This one's really cool too.
Oh, yeah, I'm really excited about that. I've got a repeating pattern for fabric that I plan on hopefully getting turned into like fun Hawaiian shirts, but more for people in our kind of styles. But until then, this is going to be a print coming out in the next couple weeks, and I'm very excited about large 11 by 17.
Oh, cool. So do you specialize in graphic art? Do you do pen to paper? Do you
I mostly specialize in graphic art, so I'm an artist in a very difficult position. Actually, not many people know this, but I actually have a form of Parkinson's. So it's like the sister to it. So with regular Parkinson's, you shake at rest, and with mine, I shake in use, which is worse. So it's a lot easier for me to work digitally.
Mhm.
But thanks to medication and stuff, I do occasional painted pieces. I know you saw before a large Ouija board that I hand painted, and stuff like that takes me a lot longer than it takes most people because of my tremors.
Mhm.
So I don't make a lot of physical stuff, and I don't do customs anymore, but I will do my own projects and then sell them. And I do acrylic, a little bit of watercolor, and light bit of woodworking.
There's a lot of people coming in to say hi. I just gotta say hi to everybody.
Oh, I
Hi,
love it.
Jillian. That's my sister. Jillian says it's me, the pastel kawaii goth sister. That's my sister.
Oh man, I love the mashup of those two so much.
Yeah, it's interesting how they do mash. They mesh very well.
Oh, so
This
well.
my friend Dave, the skull pineapple was cool,
Oh, thank you.
and Natalie Oddmother, very cool art.
Oh, everyone's so sweet.
Well, it's
I
great stuff. It's
I do
absolutely great
appreciate
stuff.
that.
Let's say hi to Ray. Hi, Ray.
Hi, Ray.
I think I said hi to Ange, but I'll say hi again. Um, let's show some more of your work because I just love it so much. This one's really cool. Well, they're all really cool. I don't want to say this one's really cool too, but this one is really.
Oh yeah,
So
so those are really cool because I actually hand screen printed those. I do a little bit of everything.
Mhm.
But I hand screen printed those and then sewed them up, and they're just cute little banners, and I'm hoping to come out with some more of those in the future too.
I saw that you had that design on something else too. Let me see if I can find.
Yeah, I've got some
I imagine
hand
that.
printed patches too. I think it looks really cool on jackets.
Yeah, a nice black denim jacket would be really cool.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
um, let's see, was it no? Oh, this one's really I. Okay, so this is what really stuck with me when I saw you on Real Talk with Dom, were the tarot that you did.
Thank you. I love
These
these. I'm definitely hoping to make more and do a whole series of trash animal tarot.
they're spectacular.
Oh, thank you so much.
Oh,
I'm a
you're welcome.
big fan of the tarot. I've got several decks myself.
Do you read or
I
'cause tarot? I find it's one of those things where you're like you get one deck and it leads to more and more and more, and sometimes you don't even bother to learn them.
yeah. I think my biggest problem is that it's 72 cards in most decks that you have to kind of memorize and know the whole story of, and like that whole part of my brain is still full of Pokemon. There's no space for it. So, I mean, if I
It'll
can,
move out of the way.
I'm hoping so, man, because it's been like 12 years of that real estate being taken up and it's needed. I don't need Pokemon anymore. That can just go away now.
Well, I find that too with listening to like when I'm in the grocery store and I hear this random song, I'm like, how do I still know the lyrics to this song?
Every lyric, every beat.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
makes no sense.
It's taking up space for tarot.
Mm-hmm. 100%.
Love the tarot picks. So this one is my other. Well, I'm going to say they're all my favorites, but this one is another one that
You're so
stuck with me
sweet.
too because I put this in the video that the commercial you sent this to me earlier.
Oh, yeah, I love that one. It feels very like high school Hot Topic for me.
I can see that. I can see that. But it's so pretty and it's true. Why look for the light when the dark is so comforting?
It's where we all begin and it's where we all end.
And some of us never really leave.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm all irked because it's still daylight over here, like the sun's coming in, and I'm like,
Oh yeah. Every morning I've got those blackout curtains, so it's like I'm coming out of a dark cave in the morning. Then everything else in my apartment is lit and I'm just hissing in the corner. Oh.
it's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely goth problems. Let's see what else we got. I don't want to get too much in. Like, I don't want to get like. Well, let's do your art first, then we'll talk some ghosts later.
Sounds good. Sounds good. I've got plenty of ghost stories.
Yes.
Oh, I love this one.
So tell us
This
about this one.
This was one of my first digital pieces with my iPad Pro, actually, and I love it because it doesn't look digital at all.
It doesn't.
It looks just like I did it with pen and ink, which was one of my favorite mediums for a long time. But yeah, I always had this image in my head of just a bird hanging by its feet like that, and I can never find an image for it. So that's how a lot of my art happens. I'm like, I want to put this up in my house. Why can't I find this art anywhere? So I just make it happen. But this was definitely one of those, and I just love how simplistic it is.
So before we show off some more art, I'm going to stick up your Etsy page too.
Thank you.
So are all of these things available on Etsy?
Yep. Everything except for the first sticker design. That'll only be available through Koth magazine.
Gotcha. So for those of you who are just listening, it's etsy.com/shop/Sister Vulture Design. You can check out all of Bethany's stuff there. And do you sell the actual, do you sell different size prints there?
Yeah, most of them come in one size, but almost everything's under $20. Like I try to make everything as affordable and easy to attain as possible. I've always been in situations where my financials are kind of ebbing and flowing, and I always seem to find really cool art when it was definitely ebbing. And I feel like that happens to a lot of people. So I try to make everything as easy to attain as possible for everyone.
I'm sure it's appreciated. Jillian says trash animal tarot is something I can get down with. A raccoon came on our front porch once 2 years ago, and I still watch the video.
That's so cute.
True. She does.
Oh.
Dave says, "Wow, I love the tarot picks. They're really. I mean, they're. I find that with a lot of tarot too. I find myself like drawn to the actual art, and I want to sort of display them somehow. But I feel weird, little tiny cards. These are a good size.
Yeah, I am hoping to eventually have a full deck and get it actually made. That'll probably be in several years, and I'll have to do it with a Kickstarter. So let's hope that works out. But yeah, no, I like just having the big cards on my wall. Usually I could only find like a big tapestry mass made off of Wish for $12. It's probably super flammable. So
or asbestos, we're not sure.
Oh yeah. Oh, probably both. Flammable and asbestos. Just spreads more asbestos while it's on fire.
Yeah, it's a weird situation that stuff. But yeah, I don't often see large prints like that. Let's look at that one again.
They just make me so happy.
Me too. And I think and the High Priestess is of course one of my favorites, and the Hermit is also the Major Arcana is all just good stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I've definitely got an idea for the Hanged Man to do something similar to the Crow, but, more alive, because the Hanged Man wasn't dead.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's so many trash animals. I'm so excited.
That is cool. My friend April says your work is lovely. I will back your Kickstarter.
Oh, April, you're the best.
There's a corn husk doll.
There is. I do have a cornhusk doll image. I did that one about the same time as the Hanging Crow, so it looks very similar to those.
I'm gonna have to look at that. Is that's not one of the ones that you sent, is it?
I don't think it is, no, but it is on my
We'll have to look
Etsy
at
and my
that.
Instagram.
We'll have to look at that one. Hi, Frank. Frank's with us on Psychomantium 13. Yeah,
That's a fun
Jillian.
username.
Yeah, that's a whole page that we have a whole separate, a whole big group on Psychomantium 13 that are with us tonight.
Oh,
So,
that's so cool.
yep.
Hi.
So right now we're on WLFE DB, Psychomantium, and PBDC TV as well. So all different locations. Let's see, what do we got? Let's go to the next one.
Yeah, these are so much
This cracks
fun.
me up. So I did run the warning. We can use explicit language if you feel like it.
Okay. I'm super great because it's gonna slip out. Yeah, I really love spooky things, but I really love Sailor Moon. I feel like a lot of us are like that. It was just so silly. But yeah, and I designed this Sailor Moon knife because I don't know, I've always wanted that. So I want a real one. Like I want to be like I'm a cooler Sailor Moon, and cut people. And but
You didn't
until
hear
then,
that
I've
here.
got a patch. No, not here. No, no, officer. Never said that. I need a warrant.
Dominic Series says hi.
Hey, Dominic. It's been
He's
so
available.
long.
And Jill's sending me things to my messenger now, so that's good. That's good stuff.
Oh.
And now Frank, yes, on PBDC TV. So for the longest time I could not say PBDC TV, and I still trip up when saying it because they all like flow together. So if I trip up and say PBDC TV incorrectly, just know that I'm doing my best. This is again my sister. So one of the things that you should know with being on the Creepy Parlor is that you are now absorbed into our friend circle, and there is no escaping. So, so Jillian says, "Why do you always have my new best friends on your show?"
Oh my God, get at me. We'll chat. I love this. I'm always down to make new best friends.
And Frank says that he's the biggest Dragon Ball fan.
Oh my God, I really want to do something based on one of the original Dragon Ball images or characters or something like that. Like do a gothed out, lunch or something. I think it'd be so much fun.
I'm a little above that age range, so I miss a lot of those references.
I was not around when the first series of Dragon Ball came out either, I promise. It's like super cute. Like it's Goku when he's a little kid, but he's got a monkey tail. He apparently lost his monkey tail in the later series, which I think is pretty freaking boring. But yeah, just him being a little kid and being like, why is this girl trying to kiss me? I don't understand girls. And turning into a giant monkey when there's the moon is full or something like that. Like it's really fun. It's really fun.
I'm sure it is fun, but I'm so like I miss like all the Pokemon, all that stuff. Like I'm just too old. I miss that whole.
No, you're really lucky. You're really lucky. You have more time for other things that are important. So
Frank says he's old. He's not as old as me, so that's cool. I'm 735. So back to you, Beth.
That's what my knees feel like. Oh, I love these. These are so much fun. So this is a set.
I was just gonna say this is a set. Okay, cool.
So great minds, they think alike. Yeah, it's a set. It only sells as a set because the one wrist says fuck your fate and the next one says make your own. But yeah, I just really love the colors of this. It feels so bold and alive.
It does, especially, and that's I think another thing that I loved about that really caught my eye about your work is that the colors are like the colors are so alive, and the content is, it's like you look at something and you're like, oh, that's so pretty. Oh, that's a little creepy. And that's totally my aesthetic. So I mean that as a compliment.
A lot of my because I get asked about that a lot, like why I'm doing such creepy content with such bright colors so often. And a lot of my time growing up was on a farm in the middle of nowhere, and it was very like near, 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 near. You know, it's not to say anything bad about anybody in the country, but where I was, it was very upsetting, and there was a lot of creepy things happening all the time. Like, we had a creek that I used to walk in all the time as a kid, and after heavy rain, there'd just be more tombstones in my creek because there was a very old cemetery upstream, and every time it rained too heavily, it was too close to the water, and it just washed the tombstones right in there. So I'd be running around as a kid looking for crawfish and picking berries around tombstones. So like,
that's my favorite story now.
It's funny because like, growing up, it was just normal. I thought everybody's creek had it. And then I'm like an adult and I'm at somebody else's creek and I'm like, where's all the tombstones? What? Why isn't your creek? And then everybody thinks I'm weird. Right?
We love creepy content. We absolutely love it.
It's been my entire life. So you could found a gold mine.
Yeah, and I think that is definitely something that really like draws me into your work too. I mean, it's beautiful. I'll say it 1,000 times for the next hour.
I'm going to be so confident after this.
Good, you should be. You absolutely should be. So while we're talking about how confident you're going to be afterwards, everyone please go check out Beth's shop on etsy.com/shop/sistervulturedesign. For those of you who are not watching and can only hear us.
And if anybody makes an order over the next like 4 weeks, I'll throw in an extra free print of my choice.
Oh, cool.
I got you.
Let's switch up the battery, get your Instagram back up. There we go. Because do you have all that connected to your Instagram?
Yes. Yep. I've got the link right there too. So I try to be accessible.
It's hard, and especially when you're running your own business and trying to.
Yeah, and trying to be everywhere at once. Like, oh, it's rough. But you know, it's better to work for yourself sometimes.
I think so.
Sometimes. Yeah. I keep telling myself that.
Well, it's hard, and I'm sure with the current situation, things have gotten a little bit wild with no shows and conventions and things all being suspended for a while.
Yeah, that's definitely. I know a lot of artists are having a really hard time with that right now. It seems like there's a lot coming up online trying to do it, and a lot more things are opening up in a lot more areas, but it's definitely going to be shaky for a while for a lot of creatives right now, and every part of being creative.
I know one of the things that's driving me crazy is that there's been no live music.
Yeah, I hate it. It's the worst part. I want to feel my ribs vibrating.
I want to be deaf for a day.
Yeah.
Like I want like no hearing and all that ringing in my ears for a day.
Exactly. Yeah, I never thought I'd miss being around too many sweaty people.
I really miss it.
Yep. Yeah. Also, thinking about how gross that was in hindsight now, I'm still going to jump in the middle of a mosh pit. If there was one right now, I would. But still, it's like it's a little weirder now, I think. It's just like, oh, germs. I didn't think about germs before.
I did because I'm like that. But let's take a look at this piece too. This one's really cool.
I love that one so much. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I actually drew that back when my grandparents died. Originally, I did a watercolor painting of it a lot smaller. And just, I don't know, that one always kind of hits me different. Just because I think about my grandparents with that one a lot.
It's a beautiful tribute.
Thanks. I really hope that they'd think that too.
I'm sure they do. Let's take a look because we only have 5 minutes till our break, so I want to get through your art and then we'll talk creepy stuff after.
So this one is really cool. I did a drawing prompt thing for October, and this one was poison. hence the hemlock and apple tea. And it's the apple seeds, which make arsenic if you have enough. And then hemlock is highly poisonous. So, only one cup will do you. I feel like it's kind of niche, but
it's so cheery. Like, one cup will do ya.
Yeah.
But what's it gonna do?
I wanted to feel like it could have been up in a diner, like it was an actual option.
Like. Yep. You got Teddy here. Hi, Teddy.
Hey, Ted.
Let's see. We have another piece. I think that this is the last one that we actually have, which is adorable.
Oh, this one was so much fun. This was another prompt that turned into a full-blown piece. A lot of those prompts that month that you were supposed to spend an hour on it and just do sketches. And I just get so into the idea that I turn into a full-blown print. But I just like this idea of them being like a little test subject who gets out. Kind of like a, what is that book? Like Watership Down? Is that the one with
Watership Down?
Yeah, I kind of thought like, what if it was, a hairless cat that was in that, and hence he's got the X symbol that I use with the little number there. I don't know. I just think he's cute and he looks like he's going to go on an adventure.
He does. He looks very excited or nervous or anxious. I'm not quite
sure. I think
sure.
Anxiety is in there a lot. Some of mine might have leaked into him, but
Frank says, Beth, message me later. We can set up more time if you want with interviews.
I would love that.
Very cool.
I'd be super into it.
Very cool. And Karen says, I love that one.
Oh, thank you.
I love them all. I think
I love all of you.
It'll just be the Creepy Parlor of love tonight.
It's so great.
It is fun. So we're just gonna take a quick break and then we'll get into some like really creepy stuff when we get back. How's that sound?
I love it.
Excellent. We will be right back.
WLFE Digital Broadcast Network is on TV. You can watch all of our shows on WLFE-DB.com. Check out our channels: Paranormal View for all of your paranormal type shows, LGBTQ Friends for all of our LGBTQ shows, Variety Unlimited for all other shows. It runs 24/7 right on WLFE-DB.com. You'll even catch the lives, all in one place. Never miss an episode, past or future. WLFE-DB.com, where our shows are your shows.
Search for your favorite shows like Where's My Sage, Inside the Drag Closet, Across the Pond, Everything Yet Nothing, Paratalk Radio, Step into the Paranormal, The Creepy Parlor, Just Cindy, and more. Now you won't miss an episode. Remember, follow Facebook Live and YouTube Live. Make sure you subscribe and follow your favorite WLFE-DB radio shows. You can find our shows where you listen to your favorite podcasts, like Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, and more. WLFE-DB Radio is looking for podcasts to join our family. You don't have to fit any strict genre. We're a plethora of shows. If you're looking to jump on a growing network, then contact us at WLFEDBradio@gmail.com.
Wow, Amazon Music just got a whole lot better. Your favorite shows from WLFE-DB Radio can now be found there. Yes, we are on Amazon Music, found under podcasts. Download the app, find podcasts, and search all of your favorite shows. Shows like Where's My Sage, Across the Pond, Everything Yet Nothing, Skeptical Help Bar, The Creepy Parlor, Just Cindy, and much more. Now you don't have to miss an episode ever. Amazon Music is WLFE DB Radiofied.
More from WLFE DB Radio Network after this.
Hey guys and dolls, this is Casey DeVille, the better half of DeVille Inc., Baltimore, Maryland. If you're ever in Baltimore, stop in and see me and Tony. Invisible Brie, 5920 Eastern Avenue, Baltimore, Maryland, 21224. Give us a call if you're in the area at 410-400-9641, or look us up on the web at DeVilleInc.com. DeVille Inc., where we specialize in you.
Oh, yeah. Life just got sweeter now that WLFE DB has merchandise. Show your support by purchasing your t-shirts for WLFE, Paratalk Radio, Inside the Drag Closet, and more. But it doesn't stop there. T-shirts, coffee mugs, tanks, buttons, cloth bags, and more. Go to WLFE-DB.com. On the top bar, click on the merchandise tab and bam, there you go. You got merch. Support the shows. WLFE-DB.com.
You're listening to WLFE DB Radio. Now, back to our program.
And we're back. Welcome
Oh,
back.
so fast.
I know, it's halfway over already. So before we get into some more creepy stuff, I just wanted to remind everybody to please check out all the other content artists here on WLFE-DB.com. Please like, follow, and share our Facebook page, and also check out all the great stuff that's going on Psychomantium 13, PBDC TV, Psycho Bunny DC, and Psycho Bunny Death Cult. So please check them all out. There's a lot of great content on all these pages. And I have to say hi to Little Bit. Hi, Little Bit. Little Bit is fantastic.
She seems very exuberant.
She is. Back to the creepy stuff. So I think I told you that I run a ghost tour company. So I'm really, really interested in hearing any ghost stories that you have.
I have so many. I don't know if we have enough time for all of them. So like I was saying, I grew up in the country, and we moved to this small goat town when I was about 10. And the house that we got, it was little more than a shack. It really was. It was like a trailer with additions. Not good words. Don't buy that house. Just don't do it. But it was on like 7 acres out in the middle of nowhere. And there used to be apparently a very small town right where my house was, or right around it. And there was a gazebo in what was considered our front yard. Mm-hmm. And so, which we turned into our garden. So when we were tilling up all that area, we'd find like all these old coins and old pictures and stuff in the dirt. You could barely see what it was. So a lot of history to it. And at the time I hadn't seen anything. I didn't think about ghosts or anything at all. But for some reason moving there, I don't know if there was more there than where I'd lived in Corning before, or because it seems like some people just kind of, especially women, we hit a certain age and that's when we start seeing things and are more receptive. And I don't know what tripped it, but the first night we were there, I was about 10 or 11, and my parents had to go into town, and that meant a 40-minute drive one way. And wow. Yeah, it was so far. I hated it. But I was so tired from the all-day move, and they were like, do you want to go with us or stay here? And I was like, I'll stay here. I had my Game Boy. I didn't care. So I just sat in this chair in the living room and started to play my Game Boy. And I promise I did not fall asleep. I have no other explanation for this, but I was sitting there and I heard a noise, and the chair was sitting, because, we just moved everything in. Nothing's where it should be. The chair I was sitting in was facing the front door. And there was only one window at the front door, and it was this small little window. And I saw a man's face in it. And he was staring at me, and he looked very like Fred Astaire kind of time. He had the hat on, and you could see like the collar and the little bit of where the tie was, and he just looked so angry, and he was just staring at me through the window. And I'm 10 or 11, and I have no adult near me, and I think this is a real man in front of the window just staring at me, and it's like 11 o'clock at night. There's no phone set up. There's just lights. There's not even sound, nothing. So, oh, somebody just saw my Detective Popcorn. Sorry. I love Detective Popcorn too. That put a stop on the story. I'm sorry. So my parents were gone for about 2 hours because they had to go, I think it was like to the all night Walmart or something like that. And they finally get back, but I didn't even hear them pull up. I just, for 2 hours, I'm just staring at this angry man through the window. Like I was petrified the entire time. My Game Boy died in my hands because I couldn't play it. I was too afraid to even look down to turn it off. I was terrified. I was like, this man's going to come in and murder me. My mom watched true crime all the time. I knew what was in store. So I was very upset. And then all of a sudden he just turns his head and walks. But here's the problem. Where he walked was a freaking wall. There was nothing there. Like the porch ended to the side of the window that he walked in. And I'm like losing my mind, and my parents come home, and I'm like, Mom, did you see somebody on the porch? She's like, what? No. And I was like, you didn't see anyone on the porch. Now my mom's a little worried, and she's like, are you okay? And I'm thinking, I'm insane. If I keep asking questions, they're going to just take me to the hospital. I'm going to be in a white coat and pills for the rest of my life. I thought I was going insane. And I kept seeing the man the entire time I lived there. And he came inside the house after that. I don't know why he didn't before, but now after that, he was inside my house, and we had this hallway that went restroom. And I'd have to go pee. And it didn't matter what time of day or night it was. He'd just randomly be in the hallway with his arms up like he was blocking the way. And he just looked so angry. And I got to the point where I wouldn't even look when I went down the hallway. I'd close my eyes and I just run down it. And I knew about how many steps after I didn't open my eyes fast enough a few times. But yeah, up until I was like 16, 17, I just closed my eyes and run down this hallway because I'd see him and he'd be there. And I remember too, that night, something else happened. The first night that we were there, we just had my bed set up, and we had 2 cats, but that was it. And so I went to my bed. I'm officially freaked out. I'm thinking I'm going to, be on meds soon and insane. Get all the lights turned off, lay down in bed, and a dog walks in my room. We don't own a dog. There was no dog. But a dog is walking in my room, and I hear his collar with the little clinky bits, and I hear the nails on the hard wood, and he jumps up on the bed, and my bed is moving with the dog panting. Like, I can't make this shit up. Like, the whole bed was moving. It was, and I'm thinking, I'm going insane. There's no other explanation. I'm insane. And this dog.
How old were you?
I was 10 or 11. Wow. Yeah, like, my mom never talked about ghosts or anything like that. She watched true crime all the time, but in those, nobody comes back to life. Yeah. So it was just like, I really thought I was going crazy. And the dog would jump on my bed every night until we actually got a dog, and then it stopped. And that dog every night slept on my bed. She was a collie. Wow. And the only thing I've ever been able to think is that the dog, the ghost dog or whatever it was trying to protect me from the man in the hallway. That's the only thing that's ever really made sense, because the dog it scared me the first night, but after that it started feeling more like, okay, well, at least the dog isn't angry. He just makes my bed shake a bunch. But yeah, it was nuts. And I had to deal with that for a long time. And I was about 17, I think, finally. So multiple years of closed eyes and running and thinking I'm insane and not saying anything. Mm-hmm. And that's when my mom finally broached the subject. And there was about a week that had gone by where I stopped running down the hallway. I stopped seeing him. And that was rare. I'd never go more than a day without seeing the man in the hallway. And my mom came to me and she was like, so, You haven't been running down the hallway. Why not? And I'm like, she's gonna put me in a white coat. I can't fucking tell her.
knows?
You know?
Who
So I'm
knows?
like dancing around the subject. And finally she's like, did you see the man? Did you see the man in the hallway? And I'm like, what? And that's when I found out, like, oh my God, my mom has seen him this entire time. She didn't think I could see him. She didn't know that he was going in the hallway. She kept seeing him outside the property. And the reason he stopped coming in the hallway was because he did something to piss my mom off. I don't remember now. And she has essentially cleansed the house and got rid of everything and blocked him from coming inside. So for years, I was terrified. My mom was seeing all the same bullshit that I was. Thank you, Mom. But yeah, there was a lot of that going on. I'm trying to think. I know I've got more that's happened.
So just
you
real
asked.
quick on that note, like before this all started happening, did you believe in ghosts? Did you have an opinion? Was this like
the most I knew about ghosts was maybe from cartoons. Like, I thought it was just that, like, I didn't think it was anything that anybody believed in or that could actually happen before any of this happened. And it wasn't until my mom and I talked about it that I was like, oh, it's a ghost. Like, I didn't have any frame of reference for what any of this could have been for a long time.
Wow. So, did you ever find out any history of the house or anything that may have explained?
It was the only thing we can think is because the time period that his clothes were in was about the same time period that there was a gazebo and there was a the gazebo was used for gambling in the summers. So the most we can maybe assume is maybe somebody died from cheating, gambling or something on the property. You know, we never really found out though. Huh? Oh yeah, maybe.
He was buried on the property.
The way that property was. Oh, the dog though. I forgot about that. The dog that was jumping on my bed a couple weeks into living on this property. I brought up to my mom because they had talked to the previous owners. I was a kid. I didn't get to talk to them. And they had mentioned that they had a black shaggy dog that would always sleep in the daughter's room, which was my room. Oh. And I went out and I found where they had buried him. His name was Lester, and his dog collar was still on his little like marker and everything. Yeah. I've seen most of what I've seen throughout my life has been like animal spirits, and I would much rather see animal spirits than people spirits because they're the wild cards. I don't like them.
True. That is true.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that like got me all chills and so do you think that so your mom saw the ghost, you saw the ghost? Do you have any siblings?
Mm-hmm. I have an older brother, but he's 12 years older than me. And so when we had moved there, he was already like out of the house and doing his own thing. I know he had seen some stuff when he was like about 15, 16. There was a situation where his friends were like, let's go to the cemetery with a Ouija board. Because that's, what you do in the 90s when you're bored.
So I'm going back to Little Bit's comment right here.
Where
is it? I would love to spend the night in a graveyard with Genevieve and Jillian. We are down. We are up to that. We will absolutely do that.
just don't bring a Ouija board, man. No. It opens more doors.
Yep.
Ghost cats are
always jerks.
I haven't had that experience actually. I've been really lucky with the like one or two that I've seen.
So sorry, you were telling a story.
Oh yeah. So my brother's friends wanted to go play with a Ouija board in the cemetery like really late at night. And I guess he didn't want to. He wasn't like, scared or anything. He was just like, that sounds dumb. But he went along. There was some cute girl he wanted to talk to. And every time. So he wasn't using the Ouija board, but he was walking around the cemetery and around what they were doing. And every time he got within 10 feet of them, the planchette would move. And his friends were freaking out and he didn't know why. And they were finally like, Gary, walk all the way over here. And he came all the way over and it started like moving on the board, apparently with no one touching it. I wasn't there. This is just what I've been told. Believe what you believe.
Everyone's got that Ouija board story.
Exactly. Yeah, my mom's got one. Apparently somebody gave her one and she didn't think it would work. She was also like 17 and she said that she used it by herself. Got freaked out. She wouldn't tell me exactly what happened, but she threw it away in the garbage and she woke up the next morning and it was apparently in her bedroom. And then she tried setting it on fire that night and leaving it outside in the dumpster. And she woke up the next day to it on her kitchen table without a burn mark on it. So again, I wasn't there, grain of salt, but
not cool.
Yeah.
Or really cool, whichever you.
She would not let me have one in the house, which is probably why I make them now.
I meant to mention that because you make these the Ouija boards that you make are really cool too.
Thank you.
Do you have any pictures of those around that like
I
on
do.
your Instagram?
I do have some on my Instagram. Do you want me to send you a link?
No, don't worry about it. We'll just
Okay.
I just want to direct everybody to your Instagram so that they can go see that, because the one that you had that was on Dom's show was gorgeous. It was the big.
Thank you. Yeah, it was like pink and blue and skeleton hands and everything. I really need to make another. So excited. I actually, I'll show you part of it right now. I'm working on a giant, it looks very white right now because I've been sanding it, but it's going to be a huge lazy Susan. Wow. For like on a table. But after this gets done, I'm definitely doing another Ouija board.
That's so cool. And I love that. That's another thing that I love too. Like you have this, you have a nice table setting with a lazy Susan. Oh, it's got a skull on it. It's weird.
You take the pickles off of it and it's like, oh, it's spooky.
Yes. Everything should be a touch spooky, if not more.
And everything can definitely take a bit more spook. Absolutely.
I think so. We are almost out of time. So we've got like 13 minutes. I know. It's terrible. What do you have coming up? Do you have anything that you want to talk about?
Well, I'm going to be, my stickers are going to be in that Koth magazine. And as far as I know, I should be getting a feature in either this upcoming one or the one after. I'm not positive, but more of my art should be available in that soon. Other than that, no, I've got a show in November, which is not for anything remotely spooky, unfortunately. There's
You can bring the spooky with you.
I'm gonna have to. It's for a what is it called? Charity fund that's going on for animals. So actually, I do animal portraits on the side. It's more the bread and butter kind of thing.
Yeah, that's a popular thing.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'd love if anybody wants me to do an animal portrait, but spooky, I'm down for that, but that keeps not happening. But I'm going to be putting one of my animal portraits up in there for it to help get money for local pets in need. But yeah, that's about it for the moment. Everything else has been, kind of, maybe it's happening, maybe it's not, just because of the current climate.
Yeah, it's a little crazy right now, but I feel like things are starting to level out a little bit. So
I hope so.
Just real quick on your lazy Susan, Jillian says that she needs the lazy Susan for her dining room table, and it'll take charcuterie to a whole new level.
Oh my God, that would be great for it. Oh man, it's like you could reassemble the animal face and then just eat it, and then boom, at the end you've got the skull.
Have you seen
that might be taking it too far.
Have you seen those? I see them all the time, like around Halloween time, where people take like a Halloween skeleton and they put all of the sausage and cheese and stuff inside so that it like looks.
I'm into that.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I would absolutely eat that.
It doesn't have to be Halloween time for it either.
Every day is Halloween. Every day.
If you play it right?
Mm-hmm. Hey, dress for the job you want.
Exactly. And my job is to be full-time Halloween girl. That's my job that I want.
Just fake it till you make it.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Patricia says, if you can see that comment, she has an amazing
thank you.
And I'm not sure if you saw Robin Jones' comment. I posted that up a little bit earlier. Such an amazing artist.
You're all so sweet. Thank you.
Well, definitely go and check out all of Bethany's work on Instagram.com/sistervulturedesign. And also on Etsy. You can find her on Etsy as well. And on Facebook. And
Yep.
I will cross post all those links back up on the Creepy Parlor page too, so that everyone has that.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You have any other quick ghost stories for me?
Okay, so I started dating this guy when I was like 19, 20, and he lived out in another, it was small town, but not quite as small as where I come from. And he was living in his mom's basement. So catch. And I spent the night quite a bit, and his mom had a cat or two. So I didn't think much of it. I just assumed I didn't meet all the cats or one was indoor, outdoor or something. He'd get up for work at like 3, 4 in the morning and leave. And he'd open up the upstairs door. And then about 5 minutes later, I'd hear a cat padding down the stairs. And I'd be like half asleep, trying to get back to sleep. And the cat would jump up on the bed. And I could always just see with the door light open that it was like a kind of tortoiseshell looking cat. And that happened for weeks. Anytime I'd spend the night, he'd leave for work and this cat would come in on the bed and it'd like lay against my legs and purr, and it was really sweet. And I'd go back to sleep to that. Thought it was one of the cats. And finally, this one day, everybody was home and I was like, oh yeah, what's the tortoiseshell cat's name? Like, I see it all the time. And they were like, what? Like, and his mom was especially upset. And she's like, the what color cat? I'm like, the tortoiseshell cat, like browns and blacks. Like, she's really sweet. And she's like, how do you know it's a female? And I was like, I don't know, man. I'm just guessing. It's a tortoiseshell cat. What's the tortoiseshell cat's name? Come to find out, that was his mother's cat who had passed away about 3 years prior. Like, I'd never even heard of the name. There were no pictures up anywhere, but she went and found a book of photos and pulled it out, and that was the freaking cat.
Oh.
And
crying again.
It was really crazy. It was really cool though, because one of the few times where, I saw something like that and somebody there knew the animal, and I got to, she was just very happy that her cat was still there and seemed happy, so that was one of the few times the seeing ghosts kind of worked out.
That's got to be so rewarding too. You gave somebody the validation that an animal that they loved is still there.
Yeah, and still love them back. Like, that cat didn't leave anywhere. It was really sweet.
I can't handle it. We got 3 cats and 2 dogs living here, so.
Oh my God, pets are just the best. I swear. I think that's what we all hope for, is that our pet knows that we love them enough that, they would want to still be with us, kind of a thing.
I'm looking at him right now.
Oh.
He knows.
And I got a black cat right now. No one's surprised. And I have no idea where he is. I'm sure he's just sleeping and being lazy somewhere.
We have one of our cats is a mostly black tuxedo, and his name is Pugsley. And I'm sure I can hear him scratching in the corner. He's going to do something bad any second now.
That's such a cute name too.
He's really cute, but he's the devil.
Most of them are. That's why we like cats, though, because they are kind of awful in their own adorable way.
They are. They're lucky they're cute.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely, guys, check out Instagram. Check out Beth's work there, and also on Etsy. Let's see if we got any last, because we only have a few minutes left. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay. I get it.
The melting dog.
Char spookery. That's funny.
Char spookery.
Instead of charcuterie. That's great.
Yeah, we take spooky to a whole serious level here at our places.
I love it. You're all my people. This is great.
I just want to show the tarot again real quick so everyone can see it, because it's so cool. So go check this out. Check it out on Etsy, please. I love it.
And reach out on Instagram anytime, even just to say hi. I love talking to new people.
Cool. Well, you're in the right place, because we got a lot of cool people. A lot of cool people here.
It's amazing.
So with that, we are just about out of time. Do you have any final words?
Oh man. I guess just stay spooky, everybody. Like,
Stay spooky and stay creepy.
Don't let the world beat out your spooky.
Thank you so much for being here. This was so much fun.
Thank you for having me. I love this. I never get to talk about my ghost stories, so this was great.
Yeah, that was an extra bonus. Like when you said that you had ghost stories, I was like, oh, yes. That's cool. That's going to be even cooler. Just real quick, that's streaming down there is where you guys can find me. You can find me on jerseyshore.ghosttours.net. That's my my ghost tours. Also, don't forget to check us out on WLFE-DB.com. We are streaming. We have TV channels now, which is really cool. So you can actually watch, you can binge watch all the shows back to back if you're so inclined.
That's so cool.
It's great. Teddy's doing such cool stuff with that. And also check us out. Check all the great stuff on Psychomantium 13 too. There's a lot of great content artists all over the place. Something absolutely for everyone. For everybody. So with that, I'm going to say goodnight to everybody. Don't forget to check out Where's My Sage. They're coming up next. And again, like, follow, share us on Facebook. And thank you all so much for joining us tonight. Thank you, Beth, for being here. If you wouldn't mind just hanging on real.
Thank you for having me. Seriously, you've all been amazing.
This was so much fun. We'll have to do this again, and I'll put you in touch with some other people.
Thank you.
Thank you again, everybody. Until next week. Oh, next week we have Kaylee, who is a restaurateur. She's opening a spooky restaurant in Salem. So really excited about that. Nice Halloween, creepy themed museum restaurant. So very exciting.
That's awesome.
Yes. Check us out next week, 7 p.m. here on WLFE and Psychomantium 13. Until next week, I will see you. Have a wonderful evening, everybody.
Thank you for joining us on the Creepy Parlour. Join us next Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern for another fantastic show.